Good morning, Spartans. Happy Thursday, February 23rd, day 2 of e-learning. You can see the agenda for today, video directions here. I'll run through the Unit 3 review guide with you. You have the morning report to watch. It's funny that we're not in school. They post it. And then whatever time you have left, you can play the Quizlet review game. Tomorrow's exam, we will start that after I explain the career project. Your career project will be due the last week of the trimester. And again, we'll be doing that in conjunction with covering the last bit of information for trimester 2. Before I forget, remember, you may use a note card on tomorrow's exam. You may use a 3x5 note card on tomorrow's exam. But with that, let's get into it. Unit 3 review. Explain why liquid asset management is important. Live comfortably, pay your expenses, cover unexpected expenses, and probably one of the most important things, with that amount of cash that you have on hand, we still want to be using it in a way to accumulate wealth. Banking services offered by non-depository financial institutions usually have what-to catches in exchange for offering higher rates of return. Usually they're going to require you to have a higher minimum balance, and they're going to require you to leave that money there for a longer period of time. So there's going to be a concept of illiquidity when it comes to those banking services by the non-depository, the non-bank accounts. How much liquidity should a person keep at any one time? 6 months is the ideal number. 6 months of expenses. Obviously, that takes some time to get there. Things may happen in the future where you got to dip into that a little bit. That's okay too, right? We don't want to be paying interest on anything. 3 is okay. 6 is ideal. Explain what credit is. Pretty straightforward. You buy now, pay later, or buy now, pay it off over a period of time. That can be an open line or revolving credit. That can be a consumer loan. This can be student loans, mortgages, car payments, things like that. The danger associated with open lines of credit: it's not specific, it's not organized. You can buy when you want, you can pay when you want, and obviously that is dangerous. If you are paying when you want, then you are going to get hammered with interest. You're going to get hammered with compound interest. Unlike a consumer loan or other lines of credit where you have a specified payment plan, where you know what the principal payment is, what the interest payment is, and then there is an end date, a specified end date in which that debt is resolved. The difference between subsidized and unsubsidized loans all comes down to interest. If it is a subsidized loan, you are not being charged interest whilst going to school. If it is unsubsidized, you are being charged interest while going. Making large purchases, what needs to be determined? Straightforward here. Want versus need. Want versus need. How much you can afford. Want versus need, how much you can afford, and then you have to do your research, right? You want to make sure you are buying the item that is best for you, that it has everything that you want and hope it would have, because the last thing you want to do is have to buy it a second time. Major difference between Roth IRAs and other retirement plans is taxes. A Roth IRA is a post-tax retirement plan. Thus, you don't pay any taxes on it when you receive the distributions. You don't pay the taxes on the gains, and you've already paid the taxes on your initial investment. There are some other differences between Roth IRAs and the other retirement accounts. There isn't any required minimum distributions. You can take that money well past 70 if you would like. Being that it's after tax, you can also take your initial investment out whenever you want, after 5 years, of course. All the other accounts have a 59.5-year age minimum age to receive any sort of distributions. Which type of liquid asset accounts provide the greatest investment on return? Again, this is going to be like your money markets, your mutual funds. These are going to be accounts that pay you the greatest amount of interest for your liquid assets in comparison to a checking account or a savings account. And then finally, list the breakdown of credit categories. I could have answered this a couple of different ways, and that was the point of the question. You could talk about open and revolving lines of credit. You could talk about consumer loans. You could talk about other specified loans. if you went into further detail, right? Auto loans, mortgages, student loans, things of that nature. Or you could have talked about, I've seen this before too, the different categories of credit scores, right? You have an exceptional score, very good score, fair score, poor score, and how those scores are compiled by the history of your credit, the percentage of on-time payments, the usage of your credit card allotments, right? Is it less than 30%? Is your credit diverse? And then how many new credits have been, how many inquiries into your credit, right? How many lines of credit have you sought to open recently? So you could answer that a couple of different ways. That's it. If you have a question for me, you can shoot me an email. The link for the Quizlet game, I will publish that here shortly. But there'll be some terms on there for you to look at ahead of your exam tomorrow. Again, you can use a 3x5 note card for your exam, but we'll start the career project. I'll explain that. Then we'll take the exam. And then the rest of the period will be work time. So enjoy shoveling the snow. Enjoy your second day off, and I will see you guys tomorrow.